and the greatest memories, information, news, sport, music and entertainment, requests and dedications. 99.5 FM.
Good morning. It is a wet Tuesday's morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia. Welcome to News Net on OKFM 99.5. Now, top stories this morning. In an address to the nation, President George Weah says government will infuse $25 million as a measure to stabilize the country's economy. But Ambassador Rufus Nuvia said the president's speech was a waste of time, adding that the Liberian leader said nothing. For polluting water sources, EPA fines BF Mining Corporation nearly $100,000 to be paid in government revenue within 72 days. The citizens staged peaceful protests on Capitol Hill demanding the sitting lawmakers contesting senatorial by-elections and Bank and Moswara County that abandon their ambition. And away from Liberia, 8 migrants locked in an abandoned lorry continuum in Libya's western city of Zuwara have suffocated to death, according to officials there. The details of these stories and other developments, including the news bulletin of foreign developments, that are packaged in today's presentation of the program. Stay with us for the rest of the 45 minutes. A pleasant rejoining of the program. Next is Augustine Bill Colley and the news bulletin. Augustine, good morning.
Good morning, Trokon. Good morning, everyone. President George Weah says his government would infuse $25 million as a measure in stabilizing the country's economy. President Weah in recent time has been criticized for not addressing the state of the economy as the Liberian dollar experiences depreciation. President Weah said such move would help resuscitate the country's broken economy. As part of measures, the Liberian leader said the CBL would ensure robust monitoring and regulation of exchange bureaus, vigorous oversight of commercial banks, and conduct comprehensive review process leading to public demand for the United States dollars. According to Dr. Weah, it was not necessary to shift the blame on the previous administration, but was necessary to help find sustainable solution to the problems. The president mentioned that he was acquainted with the problems while seeking the office of the presidency, therefore he was not taken by surprise. We had informed Liberians that he was elected with an expectation of solving the country's problem and not to shift blame. He's inviting best brains in the country and abroad to help find solutions to the problem. Meanwhile, a panel of analysts, including opposition unity parties Mo Ali, Eric Kennedy, and Rufus Nuvia, appeared on the afternoon conversation with Smith Toby and provided diverse views on the president's address. Former Montserrat County lawmaker, now advocate, Ambassador Rufus Nuvia said the speech was a waste of time, adding that the Liberian leader said nothing. Ambassador Nuvia said the president should have used the time to speak about assets declaration and at the same time place a moratorium on the procurement of expensive vehicles and restrict foreign travels by government officials. For his party, Eric Kennedy said the president was magnanimous enough on his proposal to bring other Liberians on board while finding solution to the problems. Speaking earlier, Mo Ali said the infusion of $25 million into the economy raises more questions than answers. Meanwhile, OKFM's reporter Yanti Tokba engaged the views of Liberians on the streets of Monrovia on Dr. Weah's address to the nation. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia has with immediate effect fined the Beer Mountain Mining Corporation for reported water pollution in Golakonen District, Grand Kitmount County. The company has been fined $99,999 United States dollars and 99 cents to be paid in government's revenue through the Liberia Revenue Authority, with an official receipt presented to the EPA within 72 hours. A release from the EPA says on July 10, 2018, a team of EPA technicians made an impromptu visit at the New Liberty Gold Mines in Golakonen District, Grand Kitmount County, to investigate alleged water pollution reported by some residents of downstream communities. According to the release, following the investigation, the EPA discovered that the company was in violation of several provisions of the environmental laws of Liberia. Meanwhile, the EPA has ordered the Beer Mountain Mining Corporation to remedy the pollution within 15 days and provide drinking water for the affected communities. At the same time, the company has been mandated to commission a resettlement action plan by an independent environmental evaluator to determine compensation for the affected community. The Environmental Protection Agency also warned that failure to comply with the notice of violation within the stipulated period may lead to drastic penalties, including but not limited to additional fines, imprisonment, or criminal prosecution where applicable. A group against lawmakers contesting the senatorial by-election Monday staged a protest at the grounds of the Capitol building, calling on CDC lawmakers to prohibit their colleagues from contesting. Representatives Sir Joseph and Myvin Core are the list of lawmakers vying on the ticket of the Coalition for Democratic Change in Monserrado and Bon counties, respectively. The group, which did not get the attention of any CDC lawmakers on the ground of the Capitol building, was also holding placards with different inscriptions for the sitting lawmakers to abandon their quest to contest. Speaking to reporters, the group's spokesperson Eugene Twan Williams said that though their petition was not presented, however, promised to return to the Capitol this Thursday. According to him, their petition is to engage CDC lawmakers to stay away from the senatorial by-election due to what they termed as the tense economic situation in the country. Huge batch of police officers have been deployed at the Cocopa rubber plantation in Nema County. The deployment of the ERU officers at the plantation is based on report of a protest scheduled to be carried out by former aggrieved workers of the plantation. At a press conference during the weekend, the 1990 aggrieved workers of the Cocopa rubber plantation set Thursday, July 19, 2018 as a day to carry out their final protest over the company's alleged failure to settle their salaries and other benefits. The head of the over 500 former aggrieved workers, George Kura, said since the 8th Judicial Circuit Court mandated the company to settle their benefits, it has reneged on the court's decision, thereby ignoring their concerns. According to Kura, their protest will prevent vehicles from entering the county and disrupt normal activities around the company's premises. Meanwhile, the management of the Cocopa rubber plantation has reserved a comment on the planned protest action by the former aggrieved workers. In another development, over 100 workers of the project implementing committee in Nema County have become a go-slow action for what they termed as the county's failure to settle their 9-month salaries. According to the workers, since November 2017 to present, they are yet to receive their payment. The over 100 aggrieved workers of the Nema County Project Implementing Committee have promised not to return to work until their arrears are settled. They have, however, threatened demonstration if the county administration attempts to implement any project without paying their salaries. A newly created community in Vonjama City has been named after Lofa County former Senator Sumo Kupi. The name of the newly created community was unanimously agreed by citizens of the community for what they termed as Honorable Cupid's numerous contributions to Lofa County while serving at the national legislature. Speaking during the naming ceremony, which was held during the weekend, Reverend Daniel Ezekiel, chairman of the newly created community, said their decision followed series of consultation with some stakeholders of the county. In response to the honor given him, the former senator thanked the citizens of the community for recognizing his leadership efforts over the past years. Sumokupi further pledged his continuous commitment to seek the welfare of the county and its citizens. Speaking as a proxy for the Internal Affairs Ministry, Lofa County Superintendent William Tambakamba welcomed the decision by the residents of the newly created community and called on them to serve as ambassadors of peace in helping to unite the county. Our Lofa County reporter Johnson Nopala said the program, which took place in the auditorium of the Lofa County Community College, was graced by eminent citizens of the county. More than 200 pregnant women and baby mothers have benefited from the donation of medical supplies from the Liberia Albino Society in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. During the medical outreach at the Liberia Government Hospital during the weekend, several residents, albinos and non-albinos, received drugs and other medical services and the food items as part of the group's feeding program. The executive director of the Liberia Albino Society, Patricia Loken, said the move is in fulfillment of its commitment to supporting the health sector of the country by providing services to humanity. Madam Logan expressed excitement that hundreds of residents in need of medication can benefit from their health intervention. The Albino Society Executive Director also alarmed over the high rate of teenage pregnant girls in Grand Bassa County and the unhealthy condition of their babies. She wants government and mainly health partners to direct more attention and resources to the health sector to help address some of the challenges citizens are faced with. Madam Logan said, though the institution is faced with financial and logistical constraints, it remains committed to meeting the needs of its members and non-albinos through their health and educational programs. The Liberia Albino Society at the same time broke ground for the construction of a 10-bedroom clinic to provide additional healthcare services to the people of Grand Bassa. The cost of the 10-bedroom clinic is put at over $50,000 United States dollars. According to Madam Logan, the project is expected to be completed in 1 year with funding from the Liberian government, while commending the WIA-led administration for its support thus far to the operations of the Liberia Albino Society. The Supreme Court of Liberia has requested lawyers representing the Liberia Maritime Authority to file their response to the writ of prohibition issued on the dismissal of Isaac Jackson. Associate Justice Jimseto Wolokoli said the legal counsel should appear and provide reasons why the prohibition should not be withheld. Last week, the court placed a stay order on the removal of the special representative of the International Maritime Organization, Isaac Jackson, upon the request of its legal counsel, Arthur Johnson. Jackson argues through his counsel that his removal was illegal and unconstitutional on grounds that he serves attorney position for 5 years and he has only spent a year and a half since his appointment in 2016. The National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, in collaboration with the Liberia Seamen Union, has begun a week-long international seafarers training for local seafarers at the Mesurado Pier on Bushwa Island. According to NAFA release, the seafarers training is intended to improve the capacity of local seafarers and also enable them meet the requirements to work with international vessels in keeping with the International Maritime Organization mandatory. The release added that the seamen training will be facilitated by experts from the Regional Maritime University in Accra, Ghana, and brings together 50 seafarers from the Liberia Seamen Union. courses to be deliberated on during the 1-week seafarers training include basic firefighting, designated security duties and awareness, personnel survival techniques, personal safety and social responsibility, and first aid to be facilitated by the Liberia National Red Cross Society. Experts from the Regional Maritime University in Accra, Ghana, who are expected to facilitate the seafarers training include Captain Joshua Ado, head of delegation, Morris Kennedy, and Simeon Awa, delegate. The International Seafarers Training comes at a time when almost all of the legal documents legitimizing the activities of local seafarers have expired, thereby resulting to the barring of most local seafarers from operating on international vessels. The training of local seamen has been one of the top priorities of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority under the leadership of Madam Emma Metia Glasgow. And Bon County Senatorial candidate Marvin Coe has vowed to defeat those contesting the Bon County Senatorial by-election. Liberians in Bon County are expected to go to the polls to elect a new senator on July 31, 2018, due to a vacancy created by Vice President Joel Howard Taylor. Speaking in Bon County late Sunday evening, when the Vice President had gone to show support to his senatorial bid, Representative Cole told his supporters that he stands ready to defeat his strong rival, Dr. Henry Tokba. He promised to execute a robust door-to-door campaign in the various districts of the county. He encouraged the citizens to rally support for his senatorial bid, as he intends to ensure development in the county if elected as senator. And that's the news bulletin.
Thanks indeed, Augustine Bill Cordy, for the news bulletin. It is a regular feature here on News Net on OKFM 99.5. My name is Trokon Freeman, presenting our top stories this morning. In an address to the nation, President George Weah says government will infuse $25 million as a measure in the stabilize the country's economy. But Ambassador Rufus Nuvia said the president's speech was a waste of time. Adam Vadila Brand leader said nothing. For polluting water sources, EPA fines Beer Mountain Mining Corporation nearly $100,000 to be paid in government revenue within 72 hours. A citizen staged peaceful protest on Capitol Hill, demanding city lawmakers contesting the senatorial by-elections to abandon their ambition. And away from Liberia, 8 migrants locked in an abandoned a lorry container in Libya's western city of Suwara have suffocated to death, according to the officials there. We'll take this break and we'll come back and bring you the voices of the news makers. Welcome back. Let's begin from the executive mansion, where President George Weah has said his government will infuse $25 million as a measure in stabilizing the country's economy. President Weah at the recent time has been criticized hugely for not addressing the state of the economy as the Liberian dollar experiences depreciation. President Weah says such move will help resuscitate the country's broken economy.
My fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen, over the next several weeks, therefore, the government, through its economic management team, will closely collaborate with the executive governor and relevant staff of the Central Bank of Liberia, and will announce a series of monetary and fiscal measures that we believe should help to reverse the decline in value of the Liberian dollar. In seeking solution to this problem, we intend to engage the minds of the best and the brightest Liberian economists, both here and abroad. And we will also advise and active support from our international partners. These measures will include, but not be limited to, an immediate infusion by the central bank, 25 million United States dollars into the economy to mop up the excess liquidity of the Liberian dollar. It mandate the central bank to provide more effective supervisions and regulation on money changers of foreign exchange bureau. It mandate to the central bank to provide more robust oversight of banks under its supervision. Conduct a comprehensive review of regulations on the holding of both Liberian dollars and the US dollar outside the banking system, and provide incentives and safeguards to encourage the utilization of the banking system, including financial instruments.
Liberian President George Weah. At the same time, Dr. Weah said it was necessary to not shift blame on the previous administration, but to help find sustainable solution to their problems.
1 week after my inauguration, I was required to fulfill a constitutional mandate to report to the country on the state of the nation. You will recall that during the first annual message, I candidly described the poor state of affairs of the economy which my administration had inherited. The economy was weak and underperforming, and the government was facing solvency and liquidity challenges. Our currency was experiencing rapid and unprecedented depreciation, contributing to rising inflation. Unemployment was very high, and our foreign reserve was at an all-time low. Today, 5 months later, it is not for us to complain about the bleak situation we inherited, or to cast blame on previous administration. Rather, ours is a duty and responsibility to find new and sustainable solutions to these old age problems that have stubbornly defied solutions in the past. We were very aware of these systemic problems when we decided to run for the high office of President of Liberia, and so we are not surprised. And we are fully aware that we were elected with the expectation that we will solve these challenges. This is a task that we are now embarked upon with strong determination, focus, and commitment. As a first step in this direction, we have placed emphasis and urgency on the formulations of a comprehensive development strategy that will be supported by the strategy implementation plan. The development strategy, to be known as the Pro-Poor Agenda for Prosperity and Development, is nearing completion and will very shortly be presented to all stakeholders, including our foreign development partners, the private sector, and the general public, for consultation, inputs, and buy-in before being finalized into the strategic implementation plan.
Liberian leader Dr. George Weah was speaking at his Foreign Affairs office in Monrovia while addressing the nation on some economic issues. Meanwhile, a panel of analysts, including UP's Mo Ali, Eric Kennedy, and Rufus Nuvier, appeared on the afternoon conversation with Smith Toby and provided diverse views on the president's address. Former Maswara County lawmaker, non-advocate Ambassador Rufus Nuvier said the speech was a waste of time, adding that the Liberian leader said nothing.
25 million, and the best brains will be vetted by political people. So if you're not the same person as they want you to be, you can be so asset neutral. There will be many meetings that are going to call you there because the regime has labeled everybody that did not campaign for Weah as not wanting to help the country. And that is not true. Loyalty to political parties is different from loyalty to the state. Some people were not committed and loyal to CDC, but they're loyal to Liberia. And if the president is in problem, the country is in problem, they're prepared to help. And people will have to stop looking at people from the political lens. that is my concern on the thing about the express. So if and only if these express will be vetted by the civil service or other professional body other than the mobile model likes, they will be the best brain. And then quickly on the 25 million to infuse in the economy. Smith, let me just give you this information. The wage bill of Liberia now is more than 25 million every month. The government salary allowances to people.
What's the evidence?
It's in the budget. It's more than 25 million. So you're talking about infusing money in the economy to revamp the economy, and you put it in less than what you get civil service other people every month. That's a mockery. $25 million is insignificant. And the president did not even catalog, the expert may not even in the future explain to us how the 25 million will be expanded. Just before Kennedy can come in, $1 million in the recast budget, Akim the last time I said it with Jala, was put in for small Liberian businesses, microcredit. I raised the issue with the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Commerce. In fact, the Ministry of Finance said they gave the money, they paid the money to an account at LBDR that will be monitored by the Ministry of Commerce. We asked Ministry of Commerce questions, they said they are vetting businesses. We realized later on that most of the Liberian businesses did not even know before my press conference that there were $1 million in the recast budget for Liberian business. I see dishonesty, and I repeat, the president has wasted my time.
If you listen to President Kinley, the president said there will be short-term, mid-term, and long-term measures. And that's what I want to agree with more when he said that the $25 million could be helpful but unsustainable, and I agree with that point. Because the $25 million is not going to help solve the economic woes that we're having right now.
Well, first, let me say it could be something that will help in the very short term, but I'm not sure government is going to continue that. So while that is going on, I hope the way he talked about bringing in some of the best brains, some of our best economists, they can be helping the president. They will sit and strategize to find a long-lasting solution. I'm sure they must have known what is in the coffers of this country. But then the question there also is, they should be telling us where is the extra $25 million coming from, because it's not something that has been captured in our budget. So the onus is now on the economic management team to tell the Liberian people, this is how we are going to source this funding, and this is how it's going to be used. What are you going to do? Just going to put it in the market, or are you going to give it to businesses? They talked about impact.
Neither party spokesman Mo Ali Ella, he listened to Eric Kennedy and Ambassador Rufus Nduzel. Meanwhile, OKFM's reporter Yanti Togba has been engaging the views of Liberians on the streets of Monrovia on Dr. Weir's address to the nation.
Address to some of these problems.
People want to see a quick solution.
Okay, yeah, but obviously, those people want to see quick solution. Quick solution does not occur in the economic arena as they will claim.
The president began the speech by saying that all of the problems that he has now were inherited. That was the employ of the blame game. And the president later came to be self-contradictory to say it is not time for blaming. The fact that you say you inherited the problem, you are blaming somebody for creating the problem. So come back and say it's not time to blame, you've contradicted yourself. Now, the president moved on to say why the nation was attentive to have heard the president say something about a practical policy approach to the prevailing economic situation, that the development of the pro-poor policy is underway.
In the first place, my disappointment was to have postponed the nation address from 10 to 3. In between there, you kept me for more than 5 hours waiting. Only because I thought something substantial was going to come out of the president in no speech. But unfortunately, everything that the president said, I don't see how the information minister and all his government officials have been saying. Nothing new came from here. And I just feel that the president came to the public today with limited idea on the economy, on the way forward to mitigate the current economic challenges we face with. The president is saying they're going to infuse $25 million in the economy to see as to how it suppress the rate, from going. But $25 million is just a drop in the ocean.
Well, yesterday when I posted on my Facebook page, I said the president has told people on this government that the current economic crisis that we are facing as a people it will give us the Eli Josie saying their government. So what we are expecting a speech today is to Orlando practical solution as to how we address this problem. Now, for the president to come back and tell us that there is a problem, inherited this problem, and we are asking you to bear patience, but there is no practical solution in Orlando to addressing this problem. And how
Liberians on the streets of Monrovia are expressing their diverse views on President George Weah's State of the Nation's address on the Liberian economy. They spoke to my colleague Yanti Tukba. A group against lawmakers contesting the senatorial by-election Monday staged a protest on the grounds of the capital, calling on the CDC lawmakers to prohibit their colleagues from contesting. Speaking to reporters, the group's spokesman Eugene Twan Williams stated that though their petition was not presented, however, promised return to the capital this Thursday.
Our reasons are backed by the fact that this country is currently struggling. Our economy is falling apart, and the president himself admitted in January, the last month in January of this year, he admitted that this country inherited a broken economy. In fact, we all need to collectively support his pro-poor agenda. So seeing two of the ruling party lawmakers, who were just recently elected for 6 years, given a 6-year mandate by the people, seeing them again inaugurating another quest to go at the level of the Senate to go and complete a 6-year tenure that was left by the president and the vice president. We thought that was a clever attempt to undermine the president and to waste the country's resources. So that's why we went to the CDC legislative caucus today. Unfortunately, we did not meet them there. However, we have decided to re-strategize, reorganize ourselves to go back there on Thursday, where, as a matter of fact, they will be in session. And we will not leave the ground of the capital until they can be able to listen to our call. I also believe that their right to contest does not in any way say we do not have the right to campaign against them. What we own is a campaign against them. If they are withdrawn from the race, we will feel successful. And campaigning against anybody in an election process is our right. So our point is, if they are sincere, they will back up from the race, because the government is currently struggling. The president has admitted that in fact, as a matter of fact, today we all listen to the president, and we all know why he said to the Liberian people, he's still giving us hope to continue moving forward.
Eugene Twa Williams is a spokesman of a group of Liberians who are calling on sitting lawmakers to abandon their quest to occupy vacant seats in Mosturado and Pong counties. Huge batch of police officers have been deployed at the Cocopa rubber plantation in Nema County. The deployment of the ERAU officers at the plantation is based on a report of a protest scheduled to be carried out by former aggrieved workers of the plantation. Our Nema County correspondent is Franklin Delocui.
The president of the State Security ERU at the plantation is based on a recent press conference. Former workers, of the Cocopa Rubber Plantation, 1990 worker, when the Cocopa Rubber Plantation have with the press Thursday, which will be the 19th of this month, has been set as a bloody day for the last demonstration that are going to take place in Nema County, meaning in Cocopa. So those 1990 former workers of the Cocopa Rubber Plantation, they are set Thursday as the bloody day for the plantation. They are very referred to the day as do or die, they either live or they either die, according to the head of the group, Mr. George Kura.
Now, what are they planning this protest?
They are demanding for their benefit, their salary and benefit, because in 1990, according to George Kura, who's the head for those grieved former workers of the Cocopa Rubber Plantation, they are saying that this case went to court, even the circuit court in Nema County mandated the management of the Cocopa Rubber Plantation, now called Nema Rubber Incorporated. They are being controlled by former head for FDA, Mr. Harrison Conway.
In another development, over 100 workers of the Project Implementation Committee in Nema County have begun a go-slow action for what they determine as the county's failure to settle their 9-month salaries. Once again, here is Franklin Dolokui.
This is a group, they have been here working on the road, the construction of road or rehabilitation of road in the counties. They are claiming that since November 2017 up to present, they are yet to receive their pay. They are on go through their demanding the county administration headed by Trokon along with the project implementing committee PNC chairman Peterson Walker. They help.
Our Nima County correspondent there is Franklin Dolokui. As part of his medical outreach program, the Liberia Abindo Society at the weekend provided free medical services to more than 200 pregnant women and baby mothers in the Four Houses community in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. During the medical outreach at the Liberian Government Hospital, the executive director of the Liberia Abindo Society, Patricia Loken, said the exercise was a demonstration that healthcare delivery remains paramount and among its programs and activities across the country.
You know, last month, Liberia joined his or her counterparts to celebrate the World Albinosis Awareness Day. And today we are climaxing it with a medical outreach in Grand Bassa County. And then tomorrow is a groundbreaking ceremony at 10 Road Medical Health Center in Grand Bassa. So today we are here to run out some free services when it comes to healthcare for our people in Grand Bassa. So that's why we are here today.
Tell us about the services you are giving to the people today.
Today we will be actually treating pregnant women and then children from 0 old to 5 years.
What exactly are you giving them in terms of?
Okay, we're giving them some antenatal care for pregnant women. Children, we will be treating malaria, cold and, just name it all. Malaria, cold and infection. We're hoping we can actually to treat 100 and plus children and then 200 plus pregnant women. But you can see the crowd. It's like the crowd is more than what we actually estimated for. So we're hoping that we will not carry drugs back home. We will make sure that we solve the problem that on the ground, making sure that children will be treated. But looking at the children here.
Madam Patricia Loken is the head of the Liberian Abindo Society. We are speaking to journalists at the weekend in Buchanan. Also speaking during their program, the medical outreach, some beneficiaries thank the Liberian Abindo Society for its contribution to their health condition.
Catherine Pitet.
What did you do? What did you do?
I came on a program for baby medicine, also our health. And
what did all the food give you?
They gave me rice, they gave me baking soap, they gave me some other things and I had to name to eat with my baby medicine.
You pay for it?
No.
That's free?
No.
That's free they give you?
That's free.
Who the people are giving you? How give to you?
There's people that are sharing the food.
They have no people there?
Yes.
So what you want then?
Nothing.
You wanted anything you said?
Oh, I should tell them thank you. What it did for me is great.
So many things have happened here before?
Yes.
How will you get your people?
They see my looking.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too.
One of the beneficiaries of the Abindo Society's Liberian Abindo Society, Gestor there, and she spoke to some media colleagues there in Buchanan during the weekend. A newly created community in the Voncheman City has been named after Lofa County former Senator Smokopi. The name of the newly created community was unanimously agreed by citizens of the community for why the term as Senator Kopi's numerous contributions to Lofa County while serving at the National Legislature. Lofa County correspondent is Johnson Noble. He said the program, which took place in the auditorium of Lofa Community College, was graced by eminent citizens of the county.
According to the output, is now working and strengthening the work of those local leaders in the country. They came to conclude that Senator Copley had fit in their scrutiny. So according to them, he had performed the county during the time himself as senator of the county and recognizing various areas, especially where he was chairing the court. Also having all the information by way of making allocations of the to the country development fund. So they in their own wisdom saw that the way they can feedback to me is that really that new population actually are calling it the single chief.
Lofa County correspondent Johnson Nabla speaking on the line with my colleague Augustine Bill Colley. In more county news, Bond County senatorial candidate Marvin Coe has vowed to defeat those contesting the Bond County senatorial by-election. Liberians in Bond County are expected to go to the polls to elect a new senator on July 31, 2018 due to a vacancy created by Vice President Joao Taylor. Our correspondent in the county said the lawmaker promised to execute a robust door-to-door campaign in various districts of the county. Speaking in Bond County late Sunday evening when the vice president had gone to show support to his senatorial bid, Representative Coe told his supporters that he stands ready to defeat his strong rival Dr. Henrik Tukba.
Because you are worried and confused that all the many battles I have won. Who is this little boy who saying he will challenge me tomorrow? Now don't worry about me. I will be in July 31st. So you see all of them dragging one side. We will set history. All of them are in Bangladesh. The Cummins, Chad Bronsky, all the different people were there. Hello?
Representative Marvin Coe is a candidate for the Bond County senatorial by-election in the country. Let's bring you a few comments from our Facebook page of our post of last evening, and then we cross over to the Augustine Bill Colley to bring us developments in the international world. George Xavier Nangbe writes, good morning, OKFM. With all due respect, the president's address on the state of the economy was a complete waste of time. In fact, where is a $25 million coming from when he said our economy is broke? OKFM, the pro-poor government needs to be very serious. As it relates to other issues, I think in my mind the president has no control over the pro-poor slogan. While we were sitting CDC lawmakers contest the upcoming senatorial by-elections, the ruling party is still in campaign mode. I am calling on President George Weah to respond to the issues in the soonest possible time. Vavi JM Dukley, good morning, OKFM. President Weah is the people's president. He is very honest, bold, and committed to the economic emancipation of the masses. Liberia's problem is an old age one. It will take time to fix the economy. Let the president. Let us be patient with the president. Tito Edward Beslo, good morning, OKFM. The government needs to act quickly so at least for the downtrodden masses to have a successful Independent Day celebration. Eduardo Weah does say, good morning, OKFM. I expected the president to lay out his short and long-term solutions to the economic situation we are faced with, but he rather shifted blames on Ormio's departure and mourning the changes, which in my mind is ridiculous and unacceptable. James Naplaposo Fala now comes in with his comment. There is still insufficient hope for every Liberian. Let's pray for President Weah to do better. No, not only President Weah, officials appointed should also do well because their contributions to Liberia matter. The President's State of the Nation's address concerning the economy is a good beginning. But let's pray for our President to succeed, or else we will all suffer. If President Weah fails, it appears The President Weah implores sophisticated economists to help move the country forward. We take the last comment for now because of the lack of time. Emmanuel Mawiye Zaiza. Proverbs 21 verse 1 says, "The heart of the king is the hand of God." If Liberians want a better and developed Liberia, they should stop saying negative things against their leaders and pray that God will direct the ways of their leaders. Your mouth has the power to restore Liberia or destroy it. And if it is God's plan that Liberia prospers and you are in the habit of cursing her, the curse will be transferred to you and your household. Please be careful. At this juncture, we cross over to Augustine Bill Colley to bring you for developments.
8 migrants locked in an abandoned lorry container in Libya's western city of Zawara have suffocated to death, according to the officials there. 6 children, 1 woman, and a young man spent their last moments trapped in the overcrowded container, breathing in fumes from gallons of petrol stored in jerrycans in the container. The vehicle, which was discovered by a security squad in the east of the city, was holding nearly 100 people in it from various nationalities. The over 90 migrants were rescued from the lorry, and officials in Zawara said those who were in a critical condition were transferred to hospital for treatment. A statement about the incident was published on the official Facebook page of Zawara Security Doctorate in this morning. The dead and the survivors include sub-Saharan Africans, Arabs, Bangladeshis, and Pakistanis. U.S. President Donald Trump has defended Russia over claims of interference in the 2016 presidential election. After face-to-face talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Mr. Trump contradicted U.S. intelligence agencies and said there had been no reason for Russia to meddle in the vote. Mr. Putin reiterated that Russia had never interfered in U.S. affairs. The two men held nearly 2 hours of closed-door talks in the Finnish capital Helsinki on Monday. At a news conference after the summit, President Trump was asked if he believed his own intelligence agencies or the Russian president when it came to the allegations of meddling in the U.S. election. U.S. intelligence agencies concluded in 2016 that Russia was behind an effort to tip the scale of the U.S. election against Hillary Clinton with a state-authorized campaign of cyber attacks and fake news stories planted on social media. Those were the foreign news.
With those foreign developments, we conclude today's presentation of News Network OKFM 99.5 and on www.okfmlr.com. Many thanks for listening and thanks for watching as well. But before we go here, the top stories we followed in today's presentation of the program. In an address to the nation, President Weah says government would infuse $25 million as a measure in stabilizing the country's economy. But Ambassador Rufus Neville said the president's speech was a waste of time, adding that the Liberian leaders said nothing. For polluting water sources, EPA fines Beer Mountain Mining Corporation nearly $100,000 to be paid in government revenue within 72 hours. Citizens staged peaceful protests on Capitol Hill, demanding sitting lawmakers contesting the senatorial by-elections in the country to abandon their request. And away from the country, 8 migrants locked in an abandoned lorry container in Libya's western city of Zawara have suffocated to death, according to the officials. Many thanks to Augustine Bill Colley was here with the news bulletin and foreign developments. Jimmy D. Wilson sat at controls and handled the technical aspects of this presentation. My name is Trokon Freeman. I presented a pleasant good morning from Monrovia.